Boom, 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 boom. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Hold on. Ooh. What up with your family? How y'all doing, man? Brother Lawrence, repping that 228. Was trying to figure out this beat. Got that beat going, man. I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna replay that and probably make something of it. But we just vibing out. How's everybody doing? Can you hear me now? I see this. My avatar jumping. Check, check. Trying to get the sound with it though. Dang. How does that sound? That wasn't that bad. I gotta make sure it's straight once I bring it into the sampler. Tweak it up a little bit. Come out with something like you ain't heard this before. You know, because it's original. Yeah. No, I'm talking about. So today, I think I went live like 2 times a day. That's gonna be a record. This might be the 3rd one. And we're still exploring the African Native American Genealogy Forum. Got to put the forum on there because that's where we get all the ideas from, the sparring, the intellectual sparring. You got sources, I got sources. You know, I like that type of stuff. You know, where you hear both sides, rebuttal, debate, you know, battle other sources. So before we get into the rest of the forum, of course, I gotta, you know, for my intro, introduce once again my big homie, man, Rick Bain. You know, he got a nice song, man, about Mississippi, the Mississippi River flowing. You know, and all of that's said in the song, you can apply it to life right now. Check him out.
Lord, let the Mississippi flow, let it wash away my pain. I know hope that I never get to see again. Hope it wash away my pain. Yeah. My mama's from Clarksdale and my daddy's from Natchez, Mississippi. My folks in Chicago, they need to come home. On the 2-lane highway, we used to stop anywhere and go fishing. Go fishing, y'all. But those days are gone. I sat in the driveway on a little corn whiskey. Some whiskey. Just trying to be strong. I found out the hard way, life can get a little tricky, but you got to hold on. Let it wash away my pain. Let it wash away. I know folk that I'll never get to see again. Hope it wash away my pain. Yeah, this is the place where you lay your burdens down. Yeah, lay your burdens down. If a tree in the woods fall down, then you never get to see it. Never heard a sound. Thursdays and Fridays I'm gonna do a little bullshitting, but if you knew what's on my mind, give your people some flowers. Why you sleeping? Cause we're running out of time. Lord, let the Mississippi River flow. Let it wash away my pain. Let it wash away. I know folk that I'll never get to see it. Hope it wash away my pain. Lord, let the Mississippi River flow. Let it wash away my pain. I know folk that I'll never get to see again. Hope it wash away my pain.
Shout out to the real ones. Shout out to the loved ones. Shout out to everybody. Rick Bang. I'm gonna make sure his info be in the description after this live is over with. How's everybody doing? So again, we're gonna be exploring the African Native American Genealogy 4. Okay, let me go ahead and bring this thing out. Share my screen. First, remove this right here. Boom, because you probably. Boom, boom, boom. Where we left off at? We left off at where's your ancestors' land allotment? Right. Because it was the land allotment that brought us to. It was one of these posts. How many acres were in the Creek Nation reservation? And of that number, how many were the freemen allotted? Were their excess land left over? And if so, what became of it? Okay, Mr. Donald said that. That was, as I understand, all creeks got 60 acres. I think so many acres, maybe. I don't know. Regardless of the road they were on. Yeah, I guess that was thinks it looks like every one of the dogs, including the minors and newborn, received 160 acres. My grandmother, her 6 siblings, and parents received their allotments, mostly in Wagona County. But it seems that some of the minors and newborn were given their allotments in distant areas of the Creek Nation. For example, my grandmother, who lived in Haines in Wagona County, allotment was near Kellyville. Some were in Eufaula, Broken Arrow, Okmulgee, other distant areas. I think one of my ancestors received 160 acres, but I saw that only 120 was sold. Does your family still have their land? As I mentioned in another post, a lot of land was sold in 1903 and 1904. I plan to post more land that was sold in a few weeks. That was from Miss Norma. Norma, we gotta bring Miss Norma on. So I can't get to the, I guess I gotta go back to the index. And I ain't go to page 41. There's remote. Grandmother Chickasaw Freeman. Any Chickasaw out there? Any Choctaw out there? Cherokee, Seminole, and in the Creek. Shout out to the South. TX, what up, what up? You know, so one other thing, I've contacted the Chickasaw Freeman site and have had conversations with them. They have suggested to contact Terry with Choctaw Chickasaw Freeman. I have researched my family tree and have located my great grandmother Sally Franklin. Her enrollment date was September 25th, 1902. Jigsaw Freeman, census card number 9, Dawes Rose number 58. She was born in 1889. Being 12 at the time, she passed as Sally Murray in 1947. I am trying to validate my descent. Please help. Anybody know any information on that? Make sure there's this Connie's info, but that's not. Thought we was going to Tubbo Indians. Never heard of them. Where are they from? Hello, I am Tubbo descendant. My great great paternal grandmother was Bessie Tubbo, born 1888. Oklahoma. Her parents were Calvinist. They married for all right, we just where's your ancestors? All right, cool. Right. Post someone may want to know that Jeff Harrison of Broken Arrow, CC 872, sold his 40 acres of land for $480. I am amazed how the land was put up for sale so quickly. More importantly, I would like to know who the present is of my ancestors' land allotment and how much it was sold for. What else would it be to know because the land cannot be taken back? The land cannot be taken back. Something wrong with that question. Let's go to the next. All right, responding. Brad. I'm not. This is all still in the agrarian age, where the best chances of becoming wealthy depend on how much land a person owned and what they did with that land. And then on top of that, with the oncoming industrial age coming and striking all the land and IT, Indian territory, it became that much more important and lucrative. So the ability to buy land from some unsuspected persons naive to what may be under that land for insanely cheap, because became an easy opportunity for those willing to exploit. More importantly, I would like, this should be easy as long as you know the city and county that the land is in. The city or county assessor's office should have that. They should have a website set up that will show you where the land is and who owns that land. That all should be public record. Okay, all of what we're talking about and trying to review these records are public records. All right. As long as you can map the parcel to present day addresses. They got that now dog barking. I know y'all hear it in the background. You should be able to find it that way. That way. I, Brad, I understand the streets were removed from the freedmen's land. And I am seeing that the land was sold. So many acres of 40, 80, 120. The freedmen's land was sold so just as quickly as they got it. It was various reasons that land was sold. I have a list of freedmen land that was sold that I will post soon just to show the amount sold for, but not the reason. I know how to search for land. I was hoping there would be some freedmen that would be able to keep their land. A few. There are more freedmen that lost their land than kept it. Now that's big. There are more freedmen that lost their land than kept it. Okay, so that gap we should be focused on. That gap. Hey, them subs in the back. Posted just a few Creek Freeman land sold in 1903 and 1904 that I have found. And they Sam Horger to the Hussey, 178 acres sold to Mr. Okay. Muskogee, 80, 120, Lybark 80, Broken Arrow 40, Tallahassee, 120. Man, we want the land. We want the land. This is by Art Thomas. Where was your ancestors' land allotment? Good advice. Even though the process was a little different, I found my earliest known African American ancestral property owner, Lewis Adams. Lewis was my third great grandfather. A deed of conveyance, 1829 in a plat map, 1857 showing his property, section, township, range in the Champaign County, Ohio, out of his office. Lewis Adams was manumitted, freed in 1813 from slavery in Shelby County, Kentucky, migrated to Ohio, registered as the FPOC in Champaign County, Ohio, and by 1829 had accumulated enough wealth to purchase 200 acres of land in that county. 1857 plat map, outline of Lewis Adams property. Okay, got the deed for that thing. The movie. Is anybody could we put on the table, let's say okay, you're not necessarily you can't prove that your ancestors had land, whether you're Indian, African American, or mixing between, part French, whatever. Right? If you can't tie yourself to the land, like, what is your plan to fight for reparations or something? You know, because it seems like all of this right here is it's really crazy. Man. Let's see. Because I was thinking about tax deeds investing, if we can get it for cheap, right? Based off taxes, sure, people not paying the taxes for the land, and some people don't even want their land. it's people out there that don't want their land. So at least, you know what I'm saying, that little bit of sense. Like they'll stop paying taxes. I know if it's small, they probably would be lazy about it. But it's been on my mind to try to get it in. And I looked over a few videos, and got a foundation of understanding with it. But I think that could be a solution. I mean, that be part of a solution, the solution, or at least the plan for our people to obtain land. If you can, you know what I'm saying, if you're not trying to have this, first of all, figure out who you are, if you already know, then I hope your situation is good. If you're trying to change that situation, like, how would you change that? You know what I'm saying? Especially people of color, like, everybody got they role to play, right? And you can get caught up in the system, and you know it just, however it turns out, however you make it, really. You got people out there fighting or marching for because they have the right first. You know what I'm saying? But they want their voice to be heard. But how much progress are we having just by marching alone? Is it much? Is it doing anything? Is it, and I'm not saying standing up uh at a council meeting. That's different. I think that's boots on the ground, voicing an opinion, and your free speech at those type of meetings. But I'm talking about the marching part. Is it just effective? Kind of getting off subject a little bit, but it all intertwines together. You think we can't live with the opposite race, or is that even a thing? Let's just say white people, right? And I don't know. You got to, you got some that's gonna play the role, and some gonna be like, let me think of a way. Let me try to have a hand, in something, so that me, that at heart, as a righteous person, you know what I'm saying, you want to do what's right, and you want to be about your people. House first, right? And then reaching out. But some of us can balance both at the same time. That's a blessing. That's being fortunate. I ain't gonna say privileged, but that's a good place to be able to take care of your home and be able to help somebody else. All right, so tax lien investment, tax deed investment. Look into it. I'm looking into it. I'm willing to engage with other like-minded individuals who are into that type of Department of Real Estate. Because it's all about the land. Uh, I don't know what y'all fighting for, but I'm trying to be personally. I want the land, and I want the land to pass on to my own, and they can pass it on. That's the American dream. We could turn. The money will come. You get the land, and you know how to work it. The money will come. If not saying it's a bad thing to fight for reparations, but uh, you know, not saying it's a bad thing. Any crack you see in that system, go in it. Go get it. If it's for you, it's for you. All right, but moving on. I kind of got off subject. Then got um, where we at? Where we at? Where was your ancestors' land allotment? Um, just to note, we are on afrogenus.com. The link will be in the description. If you tuned in, make sure you hit that like button, man. Click. Just like that. Appreciate it. And Miss Angela Walton Regie is the moderator or manager of this site and forum that we're exploring. And we're going to keep it moving. I like the way you move. Where was your ancestor land? One of these things, I get some information. Thanks. It looks like everyone on the dolls, including. Oh, we already said that one. We can go into. Hold on, man. I got to return back to the index. Oh, yeah. 143, 44. Skip a few or something. Researching the slaveholder and family. Madeline Lee Mesplin. Freeman track at Genealogy Institute. Board is back in operating. Let's see what this one got. Researching the slave. If you're researching the following slaveholders, I can provide family information regarding them. Samuel Riley Bradley, Sally Prince, Nee Brady, Nee Sullivan, William Brady, Elizabeth Smith, John Cooley, Martha Prince. Yeah. 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. What we about to do? Shoe boots, Don Voto versus Dolls Road. What's this? Posters I see no one has made any comments about this post, so I'm still letting readers know that freedmen were placed on the freedman roll because of their status as slaves. Freedmen were placed on the freedman roll because of their status as slaves. Okay? If the slave was a female or male, the freedman roll is where they were placed. Only if you were an Indian female or male, you were placed on the by blood roll. Only if you were an Indian female male, you were placed on the by blood roll. The children always followed the mother, whichever role she was on. She was in cases where I was, even in cases where I've seen marriage between a freedman and a by blood, the children follow the status of their mother. Read that again. I've seen marriage between a freedman and a by blood. Okay. The children follow the status of the mother. Okay. So Yeah, I got that. I mainly do research for ancestors in the Creek Nation, so I've seen many records where freedom families have been transferred from the by blood roll to the freedman roll. Hmm, that's where the misclassifications come in at too. There's so many ways to misclassify and rule out or what they call people genocide. Continuing on with this project, who has placed on the dog's roll, Cooper Davis' old series card 68 indicates that his mother was Vina Davis dead from 1898 since card 1044. This card void meant that Cooper Davis was transferred to the Freeman roll. Cooper's father was Joe Davis. No mention of Joe Davis on this card. It is strange that Cooper Davis and Cato Davis had the same father. Cooper's blood was 3/4 of Indian blood and no Cato Davis blood, same father. Okay. I'm gonna post it because I ain't say Freeman had no Indian blood is not true. And I wish, some of this normal posters continuing to say that Freeman had no Indian blood is not true. And I wish this lie would stop. To say that Freeman had no Indian blood, so the slaves had Indian blood, is not true. And I wish this lie would stop. But because the female male was a slave in the testimonies taken during the Dawes period, um, the family documentation indicated that most families had no Indian blood to mention to be proven. I noticed that Vina Davis, a slave, has several children, and I am wondering if she did have Indian blood, and if so, her children would also. Okay, but no family documentation of any Indians in her family. Okay, and that's pretty much how most, I ain't gonna say most, at least some that I know of, when you hear about you got Indian in your blood, Indian in your family, but guess what? No family documentation. Joe Davis could have had some Indian blood, no documentation anywhere. Venus children indicated Indian blood on their cards. What? So Vina is Indian. Oh, Venus children indicated blood, Indian blood on their cards. So if the kid's Indian, then the mama should be Indian too, right? Replaced on the by blood roll, BLY, blood, by blood roll, but later transferred to freedman roll. Children follow the mother status. The Treaty of 1866 is what freedman descendants should be concerned with. Let me read that again. The Treaty of 1866 is what freedman descendants should be concerned with, and not Indian blood. Although you have it anyway, because freedman was all types of people, man. Got Africans in that thing, you got African Americans in that thing, you got Indians in that thing, you got mixed bloods in that thing, you got the gumbo, kind of like some Louisiana bang, right? But you also know the treaties can be broken, as always, some loophole. In regards to citizen today, I would apply for citizenship just to get a rejection letter that states why, and then you can appeal, get started. Good luck to all who want citizenship in the Creek Nation. I do not. All right, we got nothing on that. How's everybody doing? Anybody tuned in? Probably not. But yeah. Salute to you if you did make it this far. We are exploring the page. So I went over this though already. We supposed to be on hold on. Yeah. Boom 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 boom. We're gonna skip a few. We're about 52 on that. Okay, no lawsuits. It's been a while. A couple of questions. At least why I throw that juice on the line. Iron and opportunity in Chickasaw country. Lawsuits. Went to finna call for essay lawsuits. Man, that's all we're gonna be talking about though. Mitchell LaFleur. Couple of the questions. Muskogee Creek lawsuit. Genealogy Institute to host Freeman track slaves and pictures. Floor party files motion for dismissal. Okay, Mayweather family. Okay. Might be about to bring this up. I don't see it soon. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, here we go. 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 Martin Luther King parade. King Blue. Check out King Blue. It's important to remember following the War of the Rebellion that Chickasaw Indians did not adopt their former slaves, and the United States did not negotiate terms with the Choctaw and Chickasaw nations that made it mandatory to adopt them as citizens on the same terms that the Cherokee, Creek, and Seminole Nation. Let's talk about. Let's go to the link. Open link in a new tab. Boom, boom. King Blue, Chickasaw Freeman. Indian Territory history is Black history. Ooh, we light a bomb. Indian Territory history is Black history. Lest we admit. King Blue, Chickasaw Freeman, number 135. Let me see if I can zoom. Zoom. Can y'all see that? Trying to see. Can you see that? Indian Territory history is Black history. The former slaves of the Chickasaw Indians, once emancipated by the Treaty of 1866, had an adversarial relationship with their former enslavers, especially when it came to the issue of the adoption as citizens within the nation of their birth. The former slaves formed political organizations and appointed people to represent their concerns before Congress in Washington, D.C., and one of those individuals was King Blue. Blue was enslaved by Benjamin Colbert, a member of the large slave-holding Colbert family of Chickasaw. King Blue lived in Pontotoc County in the Stonewall area. That was the center of the lot of freedmen leaders and political activity because it served as the site of the Chickasaw Nation capital of Ada, Indian Territory. Ada. What you talking about? It's important to remember following the War of Rebellion, the Chickasaw did not adopt their former slaves, and the United States did not negotiate. So I read that up there. Okay, Indian Journal, January 11, 1883. The delegation of the 3 colored men and 1 Indian have gone to Washington from the Chickasaw Nation to have the freedmen question settled. They want to be admitted as citizens and to enjoy all the rights, privileges, and annuities as what? As such. Yeah. That's in 1883. I gotta do it to the card, man. The card gonna tell it all. Chickasaw Freeman card. Can I? Ooh, got that close up. Got that HD. Got that. Um, 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 Oh, 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 oh. Where you going? Where you going? Read my covert. Yup. Stonewall. Chicks. The Freeman roll. Okay. Probably all the Chickasaw Freeman card in the matter of the application of King Blue for the enrollment as a Chickasaw Freeman. King Blue was sworn by Commissioner. Excuse me. He's 43 years old and I belong to being Clover. My wife has a sister named, I don't know, can't read that. Pereira. Melissa Pereira, maybe. She is the wife of a United States soldier named Pereira. She's about 47 years old and belonged to Tootenby. She lived here while playing the moment took it up. After Wichita, she married King Blue. You know what? You know, the name King, when I was reading, like some people was talking about the king, they got a bunch of kings and queens and stuff like that. And in the black time, I wonder what they talking about. So appreciate that, Terry. Um, trying to have that link. We'll put it up. We'll put it in the chat. So, boom, 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 boom. That's how that much band be. Gotta be swag though. You know what I'm saying? Tradition ain't gonna get it. For real. I came from the tradition. Person hot. So let's go back. Returning back to index. Probably gonna roll a little bit more. Let's see what getting though. With your man, Vinny Bob. Stop. Close it. Native American group. Close it. Interesting case comes from the Creek Nation where many Grayson have applied in front of the Downs Commission for enrollment. She lived in Chickasaw Nation in the town of Stonewall, Indian Territory. Her father was Creek and her mother was Chickasaw. For the information, see the link below. Just check them out. Do we still got to work? Because this is the African Native American Genealogy blog. reflecting the lives blended families from African and Native American families. Okay, many degrees in Ireland about the Creek Freeman challenge as it to research families from the Creek Nation. Now the zoom on this thing. Yeah, yeah. It is still worthwhile to explore the records and families presented as part of the Dawes records. One of the many lessons when studying records from Indian territory is how many people from one nation lived in another part of the territory. And with Creek freedmen, such was also the case. With Creeks, one of the ways with Creeks, one would always see a reference to tribal towns, which in many cases did not reflect where they lived. One belonged to a town when living in another nation's jurisdiction geographically. The case of Minnie Allen is a such a case. In this case, Minnie Allen was a Creek belonging to the North Fort town, be residing in Stonewall in another nation entirely. Mick Grayson Allen resided in the heart of the Chickasaw Nation. She was only 21 of age and was the member of Norfolk Town. Her name had previously been mentioned on the Dunn roll, an 1890 roll, and an 1895 roll. At the time of the much earlier Dunn roll, her name was listed as Minnie Grayson. Minnie Grayson, okay. I'm just gonna let it click on it. Okay, what that look like? What that look like? What that look like? That what that look like? That what that look like? That's Creek Freeman card. Okay. What I'm saying, man, like, what's this over here? My ancestor name. My ancestor name. All right, this is the series. Showing again, council from the land allotment jacket. Okay, so yeah, man, y'all got this. Y'all probably already know about these land allotment jackets, man, but not, you know, you need to be looking for them. From the land allotment jacket, the voice of Minnie Allen can be found. She had lived many years in Chickasaw Nation, but her application was that of the applicant to the Creek Nation. It was noted that her mother sadly in the Chickasaw Nation, but clearly her father was Creek and had belonged to the Norfolk. She was not certain of her father's status as a Creek, but upon examination, her father's name, as well as her own name, was found upon the members of the Norfolk town. Folk, Norfolk town. Creek Freeman. Is that what it is? Oh, that Creek in it. Yeah, make sure y'all I'll play that and tell y'all I'm gonna check that out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can do so I don't have to too late like that. All right, we're gonna go to one more and we're gonna wrap it up, man. We'll probably do about 2-3 more episodes of this right here. Racism and Creek Nation. Nah. Yeah, man, Native American roots. Let's try. How can one authenticate their Native American roots? Oh, hello, Andrea. This is by Angela Rodney. Not sure what you mean exactly, but in general, standard genealogy methodology is what you need to practice, right? That's what we need. Standard genealogy methodology is what you need to practice. Document your line that from the present through your parents, grandparents, great grandparents, etc. Use the right records, census, vital records like birth, date, marriage, and also military. After those records, if your ancestors lived in there or lived in or near Oklahoma. The Domes Commission records from the five civilized ground may help you. Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Creek, Seminole, five civilized tribes. Okay, if they did not, those records will not reflect your family. If they lived in the Southeast, you may check the Gwyn Miller Rolls, right, of the Eastern Cherokee. For other nations, you may want to find out what records pertain to them. However, the first process is to use the standard genealogy records listed above. Do not start with Dawes Rolls or the Gordon Miller Rolls. Native Americans will be found in the census records, and as you start in the 1940 and work back, if there's a native ancestry there, the records reflect it. Hope this is helpful. And it was. Thank you. Well deserved, well said. Let me go back. Let me go back. We on equity case. I'm talking about equity. Radio program on Cherokee Freeman Citizenship. Let's see who doing the program. Enjoy listening to the podcast about the issues of Cherokee Freeman citizenship and the struggle to get the recent court decision. The program is about an hour in length, so carve out some time to listen to the time segment. One of the takeaways from the program is the question: with the other tribes, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, honor the treaty of 1866. That's what we're trying to find out. And honor the history by accepting freedmen, descendant citizenship in their nation. We just want the land, bro. We just need our land back. All right, so they got a Steiner Show podcast, The Fight the Representation. Let's check them out. You know, talking about this. Just go boom, 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 boom. Mm, 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 mm. I don't know if this is gonna play. Can you hear that? I know, I'll probably good. Okay, so I don't even know if y'all can hear this or not. I'm gonna download it and I'm gonna upload it as a video so I can have more control of it. Yeah. Let me go back. I guess I'll go ahead and place that up in the check too. That's the podcast. That's the podcast that I couldn't play. But I could click on that and see what you would hear. Check this out. See me, I'm looking for Choctaw stuff, but that family Louisa Gibbs and Choctaw Freeman. Let's go. Spoken into existence. Okay, near the time Idabel, Oklahoma, the family of Louisa Gibbs residence was Shawneetown, Indian Territory, and in 1899, Louisa applied for herself and her children for more link for information on the time. Okay, so book. One Indian Home Guard DNA of ancestors proved they chose to time around, man. Clearly, we didn't get our Native American DNA from Thomas. but both his wives possessed some degree of Native American blood. This may not be the only source of our Native American DNA, but it does provide some convincing evidence that both of our ancestors were telling the truth about who their father was. So let's check it out. Betty's list. The DNA of our ancestors proved they were telling the truth. Y'all want to check that out? Sam Jefferson, Creek Freeman, ancestors, Indian heritage. My Indian ancestors did not register as Indians. I knew my great great uncles and aunts. My grandfather used to talk about how they used to dance at the powwows in Alabama. Ooh, family in Alabama. They went to powwows. There are a few elderly family members who also knew them, but did not know their tribe. His can I find? His can I find their tribe names? Hmm. I'll tell you, Brian. We have the Cherokee Freeman lawsuit for one. Freeman Community Choctaw Freeman Project is here. It was back in 2017. Let's see. Clearly, all the families migrated to this area and banded together out of need or based on their family familial ties. It is quite possible that because of the single enslaver or a family of Choctaw slavers had a bond that extended after they were emancipated because of the Treaty of 1866 signed by the Choctaw and Chickasaw nations. I think we got this one, that black and red journal. Oops, 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 oops. Yeah, going on back, going on back, going on back, going on back. Slavery in America, though. What you gotta say, Miss Vicky? Hey, Miss Vicky. In recent research, Americas across the country have engaged in debates about the Civil War period in public and commemorated a quiet battle over a related question was finally put to rest on August 3rd, 2017. Senior United States District Judge Thomas Wilson answered the old question for Cherokee descendants of people who were enslaved by members of the Cherokee Nation in Oklahoma who have been fighting for tribal citizenship since the 18th. So what's the what District Judge Thomas Hogan answered? Well, yeah, that's what's up. Uh-huh. Radio show free features Freeman. Is it the same people? Let's see. Blog Talk Radio, Indian Territory Freeman family history. Okay. I know y'all can't hear that, so trying to find out. All right, there you go. Whoa. But I'm gonna go and press that in the chat too. JK, you want to check that out? Whoa. You'll feel it. Boom. Yep. And yeah, see, now we're approaching that hour, man. They got an hour. And I'm gonna try to keep most of these shows at least an hour. I don't know. I just, I'm thankful for having the opportunity to come over here and and shed light of my journey. Let me go. Let me let me let me go. There we go. Yeah, shedding light of my journey about to find out who my people. So, the things I go through and through the online, portals and libraries and catalogs, you know, um, archives, all that stuff, man. And, just trying to get a better understanding on history. So I want to say, well, you should have listened in history class and you went to school and college and all that good stuff, but that's only just half of the story. It's only part of the story. It's only from one lens. You know what I'm saying? It's only, yeah, you definitely didn't get the whole story from school, from education at school. Even if you mastered in history, you got a master's degree. You still don't know the full story. Ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-bum. Yeah, man, we gonna cut this thing short. We did hit an hour, and if you were tuned in, and I hope you hit that like button. If you like stuff I'm talking about, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, the notification button. And that way you'll be notified whenever I go live. You'll be notified when I go live, right? But we gonna leave it just like that right there, man. This brother Lawrence repping that 228. And we'll mount this thing, man. Y'all make sure you do your genealogy and find out who your people are. All right? Peace.